on.
Good evening on this wonderful rainy day. A podcast about nothing. William Coleman, my Sean Taylor. Orlando may show up, may not, but if he does, we'll be happy to have him on. How's it going, man?
Man, I'm trying to stay dry. And then there's like the place when you get the food and everything taking so long because of the weather. I mean, y'all open, work. Let's work in. You had to wait. I'm hungry, angry. You know, however you want to say it. All the above. But so let's get this thing in. Let's get it in though.
No problem.
I can hold off on that for that.
So, let's start with the Medal of Freedom recipients.
Okay. I'm not. I read about it, but I'm not sure who the recipients were. But go ahead.
Megan, purple-haired white girl,
Who?
and she's a soccer player. I don't know her last name.
Oh, Rapinoe.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Rapinoe.
Simone, I quit and cry off the Olympic team bios.
Okay, so and who else?
I don't remember who else, but those are the most notable ones.
I think Denzel was supposed to have been there too.
But if he was there, then he deserves it.
Yeah, I got you. So what's the issue with the two that you just mentioned? What's your issue with them?
What did they do?
One flipped for freedom, the other kicked for freedom.
Well, one quit on the Olympic team.
Understandable.
And the other one wants male equality, but every time she faces a male on the soccer field, she gets annihilated.
I mean, it is equal opportunity. If you step on the floor with like I said, if you step on a boxing ring with boxing gloves with a man, I mean, what's the rules? I mean, to make it equal. I mean, if you step, same thing should go for a soccer field or basketball court for all that they say. The thing, and let's not try to stay on subject real quick about that is you talk about you won't be equal across the board, but what would make it a level playing field, you know, when you come to doing physical sports, you know, like I said, would you want a woman playing baseball? The minute she gets beamed by a baseball, you know, everything else comes into play. It depends on where you beam her too, then you know, yeah. So I mean, yeah. But I mean, if that's the reason why she got a medal, that isn't warranted enough. I'll be honest with you. And not to say that a woman deserves it, but the thing is, there's other people that have screamed for equality. Why haven't they gotten medals of freedom as well? I mean, she squeaked the loudest. She was the loudest wheel. She, you know, that squeaked and she got the well at the occasion. I mean, you know, I know she's spoken out on several things, especially like you said, women equality, the LBGQ thing, you know, she's commented on a few things that came up, especially in sports. I believe, you know, she's a very, hate to say it, very talented woman, or she was a very talented women's soccer player. So, I mean, yeah, like I said, that got me going now. Simone Biles, I mean, you're right. She did quit the last Olympics. Okay, but I mean, she broke ground, you know. She was a little small black girl that was slipping around. They got the gold medals.
But she wasn't the first.
Huh?
She's not the first. Remember,
I didn't say nothing about being the first. I didn't say she was the first. I said she was the little black girl. I didn't say nothing about the first.
Okay.
Yeah, I still have a crush on Dominique Dawes. I still think she'll call me one day.
She's in DC.
Okay.
I look her up from time to time.
You look her up from time to time? That's called stalking, my Sean, in some states. From time to time, with every other week, every other day. Okay.
Yeah, just to see.
Just to see? Okay. No, okay. Is she single, married, kids, divorced? What's the deal?
At the time, she was married. I don't know anymore. I haven't looked her up.
Yeah, looked her lately.
I might look her up again.
Just keep it to a minimum. That's all I'm gonna say. So, yeah, let's go to DC and look at the African American Museum. Hey, look, guys, it's Dominique Dawes' house. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna go knock on the door and say hello to her.
She is American history.
But yeah, and like you said, you know, did the Williams sisters did they ever get a
I don't
Congressional Medal
think
of
so.
Freedom?
I don't even think Michelle Obama got.
No.
Or what about your vice president? I think she's more deserving. I guess my issue is that it's not a sexist thing, and I think people will always say it's a sexist thing. It's not a sexist,
No, I don't think so.
and it's not a
I agree with you.
homophobic thing. It's a just because you speak out on issues don't give you the Medal of Freedom.
I can
There's
see
a
that.
black guy right now that saved 2 kids. I mean, I think 2 kids and a cop. I mean, there are people out here who are saving people's lives. They're not getting the Medal of Freedom, but you're gonna give it to a girl that quit because she talked about mental health, and a girl who talks about equality and all this, but every time you get to show what equality is, you fail. And your league failed.
Damn.
And your wife leagues fail. Because her
So-
wife is I
The
think
WNBA player. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
So it's like, what are we doing? And it's embarrassing because
So no, go ahead and finish what you're saying. It's embarrassing because
it's embarrassing because it takes away from people who actually earned that. Like that meant
okay,
it wasn't just handed out.
I got you. So that leads to my next question. So do you feel it doesn't hold as much value as it would in the past?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Because people in the past have gotten it with people that have done extraordinary things. You
Right.
know, so you think it's one of them things like, so what do you think about the ones that Donald Trump has awarded? You think feel the same way about his as well, or Obama?
I think Trump may have been a little suspect, but at least his was you at least there was some valid.
Valid. Okay, I
Yeah.
got you. Okay. I can see that, man, because you, and it's not like you said, it's not a sexist thing, because in that case, your boy Drake should get a Medal of Freedom, right?
Right.
And 21 Savage and
Yeah.
Kodak Black and
No. We're gonna give it to Nas and Jay-Z. They speak out, they do great things in the community.
They do, they definitely do. They do.
Why not?
But I mean, these guys perpetuate the stereotypes that we live. So that's why you give them the Medal of Freedom.
Oh, okay, you're right. I want if anybody out of that group, it has to go that black.
There you go. There you go. Or the Island Boys.
Yeah, they'll get it because they're black and everything.
They imitate. They get it in mind. They imitate it in their mind. They black. You know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to play them, like, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I definitely can see what you're saying. You have a good point. Yeah, and there's things like that. Like for instance, like you said, the Medal of Honor. You practically have to do something where you damn near give the ultimate sacrifice to get the medal. But what's to say you get it when you get a piece of shrapnel in your arm or something? Or every time you fail, you fail going into battle instead of getting out of battle and fighting your way through battle, a gun battle. I mean, right. Yeah, that could stuff like that. I see you saying it's sort of like the same lines. Or you get a Purple Heart for getting a splinter in your butt. I mean, hey, it happened. I mean, not to see the Purple Heart, but I mean, there's do get in your butt. I mean, it happens. It has happened on battlefields. So
no, you're right. You're absolutely right.
But I mean, you're right. So yeah, it's the validity that you question.
Right. Because here's the thing is, and this is the most important thing. If you have to question it, then they may not have deserved it.
Oh, okay. So.
And I think that's the part. If you have to question it, it may not have deserved it, because if you have to sit there and be like, okay, they spoke out.
Yeah.
Does that really mean anything?
Well, is it? Or maybe she spoke out. She did quit. She spoke out, but she went back and performed and won won 2 medals.
Right. And I understand that.
Maybe that's what I'm just guessing though. I'm just guessing as far as Simone Biles. I'm not sure about, just like I said, a lot of people have spoken out and have yet to receive, the medal, the Medal of Freedom.
And that's my point. I mean,
you know.
As much as I have issues with Jason Whitlock and some of his stance, he brought up a good point. He's like, they just checked the block. They're black. One's black. No, they're both females.
Right.
One's black and one's a lesbian or LGBT.
Yeah, she's in that community. Yeah.
And they checked the block. So
Right.
in other words, if there was someone who deserved it more, i.e.
But the thing is, there's other
Right.
activists out there that could have gotten it. That's the case. And in that case, you like you said, you checking the box. Only because for one, she's more of a public figure. Like I said, these are two public figures. Other people have spoken out, that may be more popular or just as popular or not popular at all. No, that are not out there like that have been, spoken out in public about, mental health and everything.
Right.
So yeah, I see. Yeah, and that he has a very valid point. Now that's one point I can agree with when he see that, and we overall don't know what the what qualifies to be a medal of oh shucks, a medal of honor. I'm saying a medal of freedom recipient.
Right. Exactly. And that's my thing. Like I said, it's not a sexist thing or you don't deserve it. It's just that, and not everybody who deserves it gets it. We know that in life. Not everybody who deserves something get it. But if you had a choice between, and I'm gonna say it like this: if there was a man who actually fit the criteria to the T that deserved it,
Donald Trump.
That man. Exactly. Did you overlook that man?
No, I'm fucking joking.
To give it to them? And that's a question because
you could give it to Mike Tyson. You thought about it. Like you said that you could give it to Mike Tyson. The life he's lived and the turnaround he's made. He's you give it Mike Tyson. You can give it to. Let me see. We think of some public figures that really would. I'm saying that automatic honestly would deserve it. Let's go with
You know what?
Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
I'm actually gonna say this. LeBron James. Since his name is popular in the women mouth. LeBron James deserves it.
Now, see if he was in Russia for trying to smuggle
Oh, that's next.
Man,
we get to that.
Oh yeah, that's I'm sorry. I didn't mean to segue that early. But
what's up, Funk Doc Spot?
Yeah.
What's
up? Sorry, y'all.
No problem.
Night shift been kicking my butt, man. I was like, oh dang. But
hey man, you doing
what's good
over
with
there?
y'all?
What you got going on, man?
Man,
you doing some lines before you come on the camera or something?
Nah, ain't that kind of party, play.
Okay, just checking, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man, this daggone springtime and summertime jacks me up all the time. So.
Oh, don't feel bad. I was like that. Yeah, I was like that a couple of weeks ago myself. I'm still trying to cough up the rest of the smog in my lungs from California.
I feel. Oh man, he's out there in Cali.
Yeah, I was in Cali. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We were just discussing the Medal of Freedom recipients, Simone Biles and Megan, purple hair white girl.
Shoot, in that case, Coach K should get one, and Roy Williams at the same time. B. But Roy Williams gets his first though. He's got more national championships.
True.
So how you feel about it?
How I feel about the whole the old girl in Russia thing?
Well, we're about to get to that next, but the Simone Biles and Megan, purple hair white girl getting the Medal of Freedom.
You talking about Rapinoe, the soccer player who's married to the WNBA player.
Sue Bird.
Oh, they got the medal.
Oh, she made the Sue Bird. That's her name.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know they were. Okay, that is okay. You're right. It is Sue Bird.
Yeah, they got the Medal of Freedom this past week.
So does Sue Bird get one eventually?
Sleep the whole time.
That's what I want to know.
So wait a minute. So I can just send somebody over across seas that they ain't respecting some people's rules, and they get arrested, and I get a medal.
We're not talking about that yet. We're not talking about that yet, Rolando.
Okay. Okay. My bad.
We talking about the Medal of Freedom. Yeah. You jumped the subject.
Everybody want to get on the next topic. Everybody.
You know what? Let's come back to it. Let's come back. Let's go ahead because he ready.
Alright,
Whatever he was
so
sniffing, like he was sniffing some dried up mustard over there, or Red Wings, Red Bull. You know, he ready to go.
so our favorite drug trafficker, Brittany Griner, finally pled guilty to getting caught with some drugs, and she begging Biden and the WNBA community to free her. How y'all feel about it?
Who wants to go first?
I'll
No, you go
'cause-
first.
Oh no, what's that? Go ahead and go, man. All right, got like to say.
Well, I'm gonna say this because as Americans, you know, we do have a little arrogant thing to go into other countries and
Thank you.
think we can do what we want. And anytime I go, I mean, maybe it's a black thing. Anytime I go anywhere, I check the other people's rules to make
Thank
sure I
you.
ain't disrespecting nobody, you know,
Thank
stepping
you.
on nobody's stuff in their home. So that's what I feel on it so far.
Okay. And I double down on that. And let's go list, like I said, first of all, I like how you got simple to the point. Yes, you going into a country which you have been to several times. So it's not like it was your first time flying into Russia. 2, you knew any place that possibly has murder being legal.
Mhm.
What in the world? What you think the laws are gonna be like? Come on, murder is legal far as please quote me if anybody when y'all see this, let quote me if I'm wrong. I swore somebody told me that murder was legal in Russia, but drugs are illegal. Marijuana, cocaine, everything that you see on the movies is no. The only thing that's legal to put in your body is steroids in Russia, according to
And
that.
the Royals for the Olympics, man. Gotta have that.
Say what?
Gotta have that for the Olympics, man.
Exactly. But like I said, that's the only thing that's legal though, as far as foreign substances in your body. It's steroids. Like I said, if you ain't going for a medal or some kind of title or something, yeah, dude, you can't do that. You know, can't touch that stuff. But overall, like, you know, and I just don't like the absurdity people would say, like using LeBron James as an excuse. You know, I would say J.R. Smith or somebody, but you know, you said LeBron James. Now, like I said in the conversation with my son yesterday, first of all, LeBron is not dumb. If LeBron was into that kind of thing, he wouldn't be the one carrying is it cannabis oil or is it hashish oil? It's whatever. Illegal, either way, he wouldn't be the one packing the drugs on him. Not in his luggage, not on his person, none of that. None of that. 2, like you said, there's our rules to this, man. And being an American doesn't give you the right to break them. Recall the young boy that got caught doing graffiti in Malaysia. They sent the president and everybody, their mom over there to talk to some people. And they said, no, he will not go until he is punished.
Oh, you talking about back in the 90s, the guy that got caned.
Yes, exactly. And the thing is, you want the president to come over there and bring you home so you can roam free to do whatever it is you were doing that was illegal in another country. You broke a law in another country. It's not like you broke a law in South Carolina. You know, it's not like you broke a law, you know, it's not like you know what I'm saying, you broke a law in Russia, especially around the time when things got real bad or things got starting to get seriously really bad between the 2 main countries in the world, and you got caught smuggling drugs into their country. But you want us to come get you to bring you back like nothing ever happened, so you can come back, do interviews about how you struggled, how strenuous and stressful it was, and you know, play the pathetic American, you know, because I really hate that, you know, like I said, and not to say that they need to put her under the jail, but like I said, you got to give them people something. I'm gonna leave it at that.
So I seen Locked Up in a bag. I don't want nobody playing in my booty hole. So I ain't trying to mess up in nobody country. And they prisons ain't built like that.
In Mexico, they give you burritos, man.
Here, or they do a whole, they'll kill you and still break you. It's different
Yeah.
there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, and that's the thing. You got caught doing it, and the thing people don't understand that, and I don't think like the coach, the wife, and Miss Champion don't understand is you. It's one thing to say if she was allegedly, you know, you know what I'm saying. It made it seem suspicious that, you know what I'm saying, that something was so found in her luggage or something like that. No, dog. You went with it on your person. Am I correct? If I'm wrong, please correct me. You went with it on your person.
Either way, it was arrogance because if you think about the timeline, and I think this is where people don't understand. First off, there's a lot of, as someone would say, social dynamics here that I think plays into it that we could touch on in this later on. But one of the things, you know, we have to look at in her situation is the fact that America's in a shift of, especially Black people, is, yeah, I did wrong, but why should I get punished for it? So you got that dynamic, because in her mind, she don't think she did anything wrong. No Black woman right now thinks she did anything wrong.
That's what I do. I totally disagree with that. Any Black woman that feels she didn't do anything wrong, I agree with any Black woman that says that. Whether it's my mama, your mama, Rollo's mama, my grandmama. But my grandmother alone, she'd sit here and agree along with us.
And you're right, but these new age situations, they don't think she did anything wrong. The lesbian and gay community, they don't think she did anything wrong, which is why they're backing it, because they think you're not understanding this. And I think this is the true nature. And people get locked up for less overseas.
Exactly. And the thing else, it's not like they targeted her. They do what they normally do. They go through all your stuff when you come into their country.
They targeted her. Huh? Because the timeline she left, and this is how stupid she was. She left when the war was just kicking off.
She did, but even, you know what I'm saying?
When they called Americans
they didn't. I'm sorry, they didn't single her out. Because
no. When they started calling Americans back, it's like, hey, Americans, I might want to stop leaving out of Russia just in case we go to war with Russia.
I understand. No, I agree. No, you're not listening. You're not listening to what I'm saying. They didn't say. I'm saying she got targeted because she was American, but they didn't single Brittany Griner.
Oh no.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Didn't know who she was.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. No, but they didn't. You know what I mean? I'm getting that. Like, oh, yeah, she's coming to the country. Let's single her out. No. You know, it's not like, oh, LeBron James, lock his ass up.
Well, if it was LeBron James, you know he'll be out right now.
No, he wouldn't. Because LeBron be sitting right up there in that jail right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the argument. Like LeBron.
Huh?
The Russians might like LeBron. I don't know.
He
made Space Jam 2.
You know what they're gonna tell him?
He made Space Jam 2, dog. I mean, it wasn't Space Jam 1, but it was Space Jam 2.
But you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna make him do Space Jam 3, and he played for the Russian team.
Hey, I can see that.
Exactly. He'll find something either way. Like I tell you, there's no way you're gonna get punished one way or the other. So if he got to make Space Jam 3 through 10 before they let him go, that's what LeBron James is going to do if that were the case.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think they're going to try to do a trade with her? Because you know there's always something where they're trying to get something.
And not to be funny, and I think they're trying to, like I said, Russia's trying to put, Russia thinks she's a valued target, you know, a valued piece, high value target, but only makes you a high value target because one, you're an American. Okay, not because you're a WNBA player, not because you're, you know what I'm saying? You're cheating, and not to be funny, not to be rude. You know, it's one of them things now. Yeah, I believe they'll try to do a trade, but I don't think America, I'll be honest with you, I think they're trying to scratch their head on like, how in the world do we, you know, make this happen without us giving up somebody that's more valued, like a spy that we captured that has all this, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to somebody that's a basketball player athlete that got caught smuggling weed, basically weed oil into the country. That, like you said, at the time, that was started advising people highly not to travel into Russia.
I got an idea.
What you got?
Russell Westbrook. Everybody trying to get rid of Russell Westbrook. Go send him over. Everybody trying to get rid of him.
You know what? The Russians will take him.
LeBron James might sign off on that tonight.
You know what I'm saying? The Lakers might sign up on that, but they still not get. That's a Lakers might
He
let him
must
go.
go have a private plane rent.
Hey, Westbrook, guess what?
That's the first nonstop plane from California all the way to Russia.
He's gonna get a personal escort.
They're gonna flew her right in the air. They're gonna be,
Yep.
wait, man, no way. You get off this
What's that movie with Harrison Ford? He was the president and all that stuff was going on
you
there.
talking about Air Force One?
Air Force One. They got something to go to the trade. Let's do a zip line. Westbrook and his whole family.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think they're trying to figure it out. So yeah, they do some kind of trade like that. But and if the thing is, if it been LeBron James, yeah, Space Jam, like yeah, they be doing all the Space Jam sequels in Russia. You know, they might not. They'll have his punishment would probably be he just had to play basketball for the next 10 years for the Russian team, including the Olympics.
Not just him, his son too.
Exactly, his son got to come. Yeah, his son got to come and play. Yeah, But yeah, like I said, man, it's just we like I said, we as Americans sometimes we get arrogant and we feel that we're entitled to certain treatments when we go into other countries, man. And people don't understand that. Like when you go into other countries, like for instance, in some Middle Eastern countries, you actually can either get a fine or go to jail for spitting on the sidewalk.
Yep.
People don't understand that. If you serious, yes, you can. You can. So some countries in the Middle East still practice cutting your right hand off if you caught stealing.
Yep.
And the places I've been, I've seen a lot of people with no right hands. So let's be clear, So we gotta be mindful of the laws and the customs and the courtesies when we go places. But like I said yesterday, when you talked, my son, she's been there several times. It's just this one time she's probably done it several times. This one time she got caught because what? The situation and the climate that's going on between two countries. One that the country she came from, that the other country that she went into has an issue with.
Okay. So we're going to address the elephant in the room. Where there's two big elephants, actually three big elephants. So we're going to address the one of the biggest ones. Do y'all think R. Kelly deserved 30 years?
Hell no. They did it on some purpose. She never could put another album out. That's messed up. Yeah, it was like 30 years. Come on now. There's other pedophiles that maybe got 10 years and probation.
Oh yeah, they did that to prove a point.
Yeah. So we got away with peeing on them.
Well, I mean, half of them in Hollywood. Sorry to cut you off, but half of these pedophiles in Hollywood winning Oscars and stuff.
Thank you.
You don't say nothing about that.
Thank you. What happened to Harvey Weinstein?
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. What happened to the white boy that was on the TV show, the 70s show? What happened there? What's going on with his situation?
I know, right?
You know what I'm talking. I liked him too. I liked his character on the show. That's a damn shame he was doing that.
Man, it's so many pedophiles. It's crazy, man.
It's crazy. And we not to go into the subject, how you find out that certain areas are set up as cesspools for people to conduct their illegal activities,
Like the Playboy Mansion?
Like who?
The Playboy Mansion?
Yeah, of course. Come on, man. All kinds of activity went over there, drugs, pedophilia, bestiality, It's like a Duke campus, anything goes.
Pablo played well last night, if you didn't know.
Pablo
Banchero.
Escobar played well last night.
No, Banchero, the number one
Pablo,
draft pick.
a little draft pick.
But I digress.
You digress.
So do you think, and I word this
Who's he
question
play for
this way.
again?
Orlando.
And Orlando's in Orlando, Florida,
Yeah,
with Disney.
yeah. Shaq, Dwight, Penny, Banchero.
Who? Big who?
Don't do
Diane
that.
Carroll.
Don't do that.
Diane Carroll.
Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Respect that man.
Respect that man.
He earned that number one.
Okay.
Do y'all think? And I saw this because I think the Aaliyah situation is the most interesting situation when it comes to R. Kelly, because I always said that her family sold her to R. Kelly. Like, I believe that they were full aware that they were in a relationship, full aware that they were having sex, and full aware that they got married. The family was totally on board as long as R. Kelly was writing that music. And I don't care what anybody say.
I can see that.
Huh?
I can see that.
And
I can see that because that's
agree.
because that's what happens in Hollywood.
so the judge said that the uncle, her uncle,
Mhm.
was kind of involved in some of the dealings. And what I want to ask is, do you think the people around R. Kelly should be charged because they allowed it to happen? Because if you watch the documentaries, like I watched about R. Kelly like an idiot, and all I heard was a whole bunch of these people who said, I knew this was going on, but I was getting paid. Do you think those people should be charged also
Yeah,
with
because you
aiding
aiding
and
and
abetting?
abetting. Yeah, you aiding and abetting. You facilitated. You facilitated by allowing him to do that. You didn't call the cops. You didn't call no kind of investigator. You didn't tell the parents. And my thing is this. I don't think these girls as young as, I don't think they were the same age as Aaliyah when everything got involved. It's just the thing is the fact that they were younger. If you understand me right.
Yeah.
And then that he got away the first time from a girl, like you said, at the other. I mean, this girl happened to be not of age at the time or she may have been at that borderline age, and he got away with it. But it's one of them things. It's like they weren't gonna let him get away regardless. Because you look at the whole thing. Look at the whole thing with like I said, with Bill Cosby. They still trying to go to Bill Cosby after the judge said
They convicted him for that 16-year-old.
Huh?
They convicted him for that 16-year-old.
What 16-year-old
The one that worked at the Playboy Mansion, that he met at the Playboy Mansion, who had a job at the Playboy Mansion, who he did not know was 16 at the Playboy Mansion. Maybe he did know she was 16 at the Playboy Mansion. Either way,
but did she tell him? And that's the thing. Did she tell him she was 16 years old?
No.
That's the thing. She didn't. Because I'm pretty sure that man would have sat there and said, young lady, you need to go ahead and go about your business. Here's some money, go to college, go home, get your life together.
And for the record, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but Bill Cosby is like the nicest rapist I have ever met in my life, because he was putting women through college. He was paying bills. He was giving them money. And this is not me saying this to be funny. This is actual court documents of them speaking about this. They're saying, yeah, he raped me and he put me through college. Yeah, he raped me and he was giving me money. And I'm like, is that rape? I don't know, because ain't no way on God's green earth, at least to my knowledge.
I just think, in my opinion, it's like one of them hurt feelings type deal. It's like, okay, once he moved on, or you felt that, there was, you really can't do anything. There was no more of a connection, no more reason to be involved. He cut you, it was done, it's done over with, and you kind of bitter about it. Yeah, he put you through college, but you wanted more. You want him to buy your house. You want him to pay for your car. You want him to pay for his whole lifestyle. You possibly wanted him to leave his wife and kids. Camille, who probably knew had an idea that, you know, he was out running the street a little bit, doing his thing, you know, dotting around, you know, but I'm pretty sure that he wasn't into pedophilia like that.
To my knowledge, I don't, like I said, the drug that they said he used, we all know was popular. I mean, the Wolf of Wall Street talked about it like it was a very popular drug. They all popped it, used it, and everything. And I'm not saying that there is no.
So in that the case, one of the girls that had drugs, you know, just doing that with him, come sue him. He done made so much money off that movie, telling his part.
That's my point. And that's the crazy part about it is the fact that I think, and like I said, we wasn't there, so we're not gonna speculate.
No.
But if you tell me that your rapist gave you money without going to court, I'm kind of confused. But that's just me being me.
But they're trying to make it look like he did it to keep them quiet. But no, I think so. You want to cash in on the opportunity, you know, which I think is the same thing with Deshaun Watson. I'm not saying that none of them, all of them are lying. There might be a truth to a few of them. And then if that man needs help, that man needs to understand no means no, you know. But, you know, when you sit there and tell me a 16-year-old girl working in a Playboy mansion got raped, but didn't say anything, like, you don't question, well, okay, so why didn't you speak out? Why didn't you, you know, you can't say, oh, he was a powerful man. And dude, Hugh Hefner was one of the most powerful dudes in Hollywood history, if you think about it, because everybody comes to the Playboy mansion to party.
And he recorded them having bestiality sex.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm guaranteed there was a lot of Hollywood deals made on a man's lawn, his grotto, his bedrooms, living rooms, by the fireplace, in the kitchens, in the bathrooms. What you think? Come on now.
What I want to say is, everybody I know they did why they did it to prove a point, but to single him out. But everybody was doing it. Not saying it was a great thing, but everybody was doing it. He just got called out for it.
Because you know why? Because he's probably the easiest one to get the money from.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And right now, okay.
Not the easiest target, but he looks guilty, you know, he's America's dad.
Of course.
Damn, we lose Rollo?
Yeah, I think he'll be back. Yeah, we lost him. But yeah, you got a good point. He not only is he America's dad.
He's America's dad. So it's a greater takedown.
But, you know, and it's funny you say these deals, and I do believe these deals do be made happen. And I think he was told one time before, he was like, look, we got stuff. Just live your life. Don't worry about buying NBC. Don't worry about doing certain things. Don't be black. Or be this black, but don't get into black because we'll release this stuff. And I think that's what happened. And it does, because you see it happen a lot when people changing their lives, all of a sudden these tapes just happen to fall
Stay in your lane. Yeah, like stay in your lane type deal. Right.
So, you know, it goes back to saying, you know, honestly, the moral of the story I tell people is you got to be careful what you do in life, because no matter who you do it with, you don't know if you do, that person is just waiting on the opportunity until you get into a position where they could benefit off you and they're holding on to stuff. There are people that's been holding on to a lot of stuff, and unfortunately it happens in life. So,
but the thing is, you don't, because people don't understand anything ill-gotten is not gonna last.
True.
You know, and that's why they call it ill-gotten goods, because, you know, things you went through to get it, you know, the things that you sacrifice, and you know, and it's not for the betterment of a whole, it's a betterment of a self, and that's not good. You know, so same people that are sitting there coming after, you know, whatever celebrity, whether it's black, white, or whatever, and it's on false pretenses, by all means, karma's gonna be something. Karma's gonna catch you one way or the other. You may have the money to spend now, but there's no telling what comes about by the way you got it, you know. or or the attention that you're trying, or the way you're trying to cash in on the situation.
I agree.
So
So let's go ahead and get to the meal of this, and let's talk about what we feed our minds.
let's do that.
So I sent you, a topic. I said, what are we feeding our minds? And one day I was just thinking, so much going on in this world, like literally. I mean, everywhere you turn. Like when I was visiting my mom was like, "Did you hear about this shit? Did you hear about this? Did you hear about it?" She asked me why, and I said, probably because I already heard about this shit, this thing going on, this thing going on. And I'm like, and I don't watch the news. She's like,
Right.
"But you got to be informed and this and third." Look, the way it is, if you get too informed, you'll be lost. And it made me think, what are we feeding our minds? How do we build that part of our mind that helps us to overcome obstacles as far as the things we go through in life? What positive things that can we look at? Because if we treat the mind like a muscle, you work on your muscles to get big, go to gym and things like that. But what are we doing with our minds? Because they say depression is up, suicides is up, but
You know
more
why?
importantly, people who don't value life is up.
I got you. So I got you, and I'm gonna start with like it's the stuff that we put in us. You think about it. You think about, like you said, the things that are nutritious for the mind. Usually, it's something that's it helps your mind think and exercise your mind. The things we put in our brains and our souls are things that attract us. That sounds good. That we think that's it. Like you said, the rumors, the false truths, the fake news, as it's been called at times.
Alternative facts.
Yeah, alternative facts. That type of deal. And so that's so because you think about it, we'll pay attention to something that may not be true, but sounds good, as opposed to the hard core, solid, ugly truth. You think about the news nowadays. The journalists, as they call themselves, don't really do their research anymore, or they fact check before they put a story out. They got to be the first ones with it. They got to be the ones with the hot take. Regardless if it's Fox, CNBC, BBC, whoever, even Al Jazeera, if it's something that is the topic that nobody's working on, that's going to be the hot topic of the moment, you got to be the first one.
Right.
That's just the news. Think about the music that we put into our brains. You think about it. We, and I say not me and our in specific age groups, but now just in general, the music that we put into our brain, the stuff that we feed our brains off of, we rather listen to the best way to get high and to get through a tough moment than to sit there a way to listen to a song about how we should cope, how to love one another, how we should grow as a community, grow as a village, as we say. We've gotten away from a lot of that, fact checking, positive reinforcement, just we've gotten away from it. Look at the books we read. There's probably a lot more self-help books out than ever. And a lot of it's for people that say things that sound good, and they may not have even tried the self-help books. They just take things from other books and put it together because it sounds good, but actually ever tried it.
I even do one better. What? If you really think about it, not everything's meant for you. Oh. So you could read a book and it may work for that person, but it may not work for you. And then you stuck there sitting there mad like this book don't work. No, it's not. Everything's not meant for everybody. It's not a blanket, and it shouldn't be a blanket.
But yeah, and I like what you said that, because you know what it is. A lot of times, other people want to be with everybody else. Just like I used to tell people, like sometimes it's not meant for us to go everywhere where our friends, our family, and anybody we may know where they go. We may not meant for us to go to the same places at the same time.
Right.
And sometimes same thing, like you said, what you read, what you're listening to, what you intake, may not be something that's meant for you, But of course, you want to be a part of the crowd. You want to partake, so you have something to talk about to be a part of the crowd. It doesn't hurt to learn new things, but it's not important for you to know everything right away.
Yes, you're so right on that, and that's the part, because we get so much, like, I don't think people really realize this. We get so much negativity that it's to the point now you can start your day off in a positive light, but by the time you make it to where your destination in the morning, you're probably upset.
Yeah.
And you just, and that's not even dealing with just normal stuff. That's just because of probably what you done fed your mind, what podcasts you listen to sometimes, who you listen to. Because even a lot of these
Yeah.
people, they talk a lot about stuff. You be like, man, if you listen to a podcast that down women, you on 8 ready to argue with a woman because
You start taking that, you start taking that kind of that way of thinking. And that's like this thing. Like, for instance, the whole thing, like we just spoken about, the whole, if Brittany Griner was LeBron James. No, Brittany Griner was LeBron James. I'm pretty sure, like I said before, I still stay with the same argument, but we jump on this bandwagon because, like I said, a lot of voices are being said and their voices are getting louder. So we got to be a part of the crowd, because one, identify with one of the two traits of the crowd that's making these statements that, oh, well, she should be free. The president should be calling, and I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, you're not using logic. Like, you broke the law, B. You broke the law.
You know what's funny? I had this pastor one
and
time.
I'm sorry, let me stop. And then she's not a diplomat. But go ahead. And she's not a diplomat, so she doesn't get that kind of immunity because she's not a diplomat. But go ahead, but you had this pastor what?
So I had a pastor one time, and we was talking. He was like, how many of y'all got speeding tickets? And we raised our hand.
There you go.
Like, you was upset that you got a speeding ticket, right? He was like, yeah. But how often do you speed? And everybody's like, a lot. So one ticket for maybe 10 times you speed. So you may have got caught out of 10. So you see it doesn't add up. So you're not getting caught speeding on your first attempt.
Right.
You're getting caught speeding after maybe 10 to 100.
Exactly.
So with her, and just to touch back on it while we end this, she got caught because she's been doing it.
Yes.
And sometimes when you've been doing it, you get reckless because you've been getting away with it. And to bring it home, most people who get caught cheating don't get caught cheating on the first go.
Unless they're really bad at it.
Unless you're just horrible. But so yeah, on that. But you're right when you're talking about feeding your mind. It's just we got so much going on, and sometimes you may start taking on those personas that you listen to, which is why you got to be careful. Even with those self-help books, you got to be careful, because some of those books will have you doing stuff that out of your character.
Oh, and that's the thing. Like you said, it takes you out of character, and we do this thing to where we always want to be a part of something that's great. Like, we're missing the bandwagon, even though the bandwagon is sending you down the steepest slippery slope you might have ever encountered. But everybody else is on it. I can't be left out. And that sucks so bad when we do that. And that's women, men, black, white, whoever. We feel like we got to be a part of that thing. Hey, if the homies sagging their pants, guess what I'm gonna sag my pants too. If my homeboy's wearing a pink shirt, guess what I'm wearing a pink shirt. If he decides to wear a skirt, guess what I'm doing? I'm not wearing a skirt, but hey, y'all can wear a skirt on your own.
I did say I'm gonna do this.
What's that?
If I go to Scotland, I'm gonna wear a kilt.
But that's a kilt though.
No. I just want to put it out there.
That's
If
a
you
kill.
see me, I might
Oh,
probably
so you
kill.
give me the heads up. 'Cause I
Yeah,
will clown you. Like we will, you
but
know.
I'm only going to wear a kilt in Scotland
Okay.
with other men wearing a kilt.
I don't know about that one. No, I don't know about that one. But okay. I will you get back to me on that. Let me see the I'll let you know. But still, so just as long as you're not there sword fighting, we good. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're gonna go wrestle. In your kilt? Of course. Oh, okay.
It might mess around, want to get oiled up, and next thing you know,
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
on one of those videos, and they'd be like, "Whatever, you know what? We need you to start talking about this," and then you be hearing me talk about stuff. Be like, "Why is he always talking about that?" Because they got a video.
Squeal like a pig.
Yeah. Oh man, so I guess we'll go ahead and wind it down.
Yeah.
Look, my final thoughts is, as always, you got to protect your mind. Your mind, the way we protect our bodies is the same way we got to protect our minds, our spirit. So you have to detox. I think
Yes.
one thing you hear people all the time saying they pull away from social media, and that's half of it, I believe.
True.
There's other, that's just half of it, because some people pull away from social media and you're still listening to certain things. So if you're going to do a detox, just like the doctor tell you, you got to do a full detox. So don't just half it, because you only get rid of half the stuff.
Right.
So just do a full detox. And I know y'all was like, why does he keep calling her Megan White Purple Hair Lady? And I'm gonna tell you why. There's a picture, and I want y'all to look at this picture. When Biden is giving her the medal around her neck, she's sticking her tongue out. Huh? And to me, that shows you her lack of respect, because anybody who respects something will be in a more humble state.
Right.
That's why she's Megan Purple Hair White Lady. Mm-hmm. You got anything?
Yeah, no, by all means, like I said, detox. Yo, we need to start to think for ourselves. Research what you're listening to, what you put in your body, what you're following, who you following. Make sure you're speaking. Nothing wrong with speaking your opinion, but don't try to speak your opinion as fact unless you have facts, true facts, research, whatever, backing what you're trying to put out there into the world. We got to be careful what we're in, like you said, what we put in our minds and what we put in our bodies and into our souls. Like you said, we gotta be careful of people we have around us. Like you said, everything that we around, sometimes we absorb. The energy in the room and energy at a gathering. Somebody, you get offended for somebody's aura, you can become addicted to being around that type of aura, and it may not be what you may not be what you think it was supposed to be or is going to be. I said, as Sean Murphy would, may you rest in peace. So that's all I got to say, man.
All right, man. Well, thank y'all for joining us for a podcast about nothing. Orlando Franks had to get off, but don't worry, he's gonna be on the next episode. You have William Coleman, myself, Marshawn Taylor. We just want to say, do what, do what, do what, do what.